Welcome to Ping 24 Updates, your daily dose of what's happening around the world. Subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The world watches with bated breath, eyes glued to screens, as the situation unfolds. Tensions in the South China Sea have reached a boiling point, a critical juncture that could redefine regional dynamics. China issues a stark warning to the Philippines: "Do not play with fire," a phrase echoing through diplomatic channels. US and Japanese warships boldly enter contested waters, a show of strength and solidarity in the face of rising tensions. The calm blue sea, once a symbol of peace, is now a stage for a high-stakes geopolitical standoff, where every move is scrutinized. This is no movie. Real ships, real warnings, and real consequences. The stakes are as high as they are real. For years, China has meticulously built artificial islands and militarized reefs, transforming the landscape and asserting dominance. These actions are a clear assertion of dominance over this vital waterway, a strategic move in a larger geopolitical chess game. The Philippines, with legitimate claims rooted in history and law, finds itself pushed to the brink, its sovereignty challenged. Now, Manila pushes back, bolstered by the support of the United States and Japan, forming a united front against aggression. The South China Sea is a global artery, a crucial passageway where trillions in trade flow, connecting economies worldwide. Beneath its waters lie vast oil and gas reserves, and above, critical fisheries that sustain millions, making it a prize worth fighting for. For China, control over these waters signifies national rejuvenation, a return to historical greatness and regional supremacy. For the Philippines, it's about sovereignty, a fight to protect its territorial integrity and national pride. For the US and Japan, it's about upholding international law, ensuring that rules-based order prevails over might. Recent Chinese aggression near the Second Thomas Shoal, water cannons, blockades, has become routine, a dangerous norm. Under mounting pressure, Manila invoked its defense treaty with the US, a strategic move to ensure its security, and deepen ties with Japan, strengthening alliances and fortifying its position in the region. The response is a massive joint naval exercise, a clear signal to Beijing that the Allies stand ready and united. Instead of backing down, China escalates, deploying its own warships to shadow the Allied fleet, heightening tensions further. The world is on edge, as national pride, economic interests, and military power collide in a volatile mix. The stakes are global. Any miscalculation could trigger catastrophe, a scenario that world leaders are desperate to avoid. The South China Sea is no longer a simmering dispute. It's a flashpoint, a potential trigger for a larger conflict. The next move could determine the future of the region and the world, as military strategists weigh their options. The world holds its breath as the storm gathers, a metaphorical and literal storm brewing over these contested waters. The balance of power is being tested in real time, with every decision carrying the weight of potential global consequences. The consequences of failure are unthinkable, a reminder of the fragile peace that hangs in the balance. The joint exercise, known as the Maritime Cooperation Activity, is more than just a routine drill. It's a carefully orchestrated message to the world. This operation is designed not only to sharpen military skills, but also to demonstrate unity and resolve among allies in a region fraught with tension. The sight of the USS Ronald Reagan, Japan's JS Izumo, and the Philippines' BRP Antonio Luna sailing side by side is a powerful symbol. Together, these vessels form a formidable alliance, projecting strength and solidarity in some of the world's most hotly contested waters. On board, sailors from all three nations work in unison, practicing advanced anti-submarine warfare tactics, coordinating air defense systems, and monitoring radar screens for any sign of threat. Surveillance operations are conducted seamlessly, as personnel from different backgrounds and languages prepare to operate as a single, cohesive unit. Every action is a rehearsal for real-world scenarios, building trust and interoperability. The alliance is no longer just a diplomatic agreement on paper, it's a living, breathing partnership forged through shared training, mutual respect, and a common purpose. By conducting these high-profile drills in the South China Sea, the US, Japan, and the Philippines are sending a direct challenge to China's sweeping territorial claims, making it clear that these waters are not for any one nation to dominate. Every maneuver, every coordinated turn, is a deliberate assertion of freedom of navigation and a commitment to upholding international law. These exercises reinforce the principle that the world's oceans are open to all. For the Philippines, this moment marks a turning point. No longer isolated, the nation now stands shielded by powerful allies, gaining both security and confidence in the face of growing regional challenges. The visible presence of American and Japanese warships near Manila's shores sends a reassuring signal to the Filipino people and a clear warning to potential aggressors. Manila is not alone. This is what a 21st century alliance looks like: united, technologically advanced, and ready to respond to any threat. It's a partnership built on shared values and a vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. The message to Beijing is unmistakable. Any act of aggression will be met with unwavering resolve and collective strength. The stakes are high, and the world is paying close attention. As the balance of power shifts in the region, the world is watching. The outcome of these exercises will echo far beyond the South China Sea, shaping the future of international relations and maritime security. China's response is swift and furious. State media warns, "The Philippines is leading wolves into its house." The PLA Navy deploys destroyers and frigates to shadow the Allied fleet. Chinese jets fly dangerously close, cat and mouse at supersonic speeds. Beijing sees encirclement, a US-led strategy to contain its rise. The joint drills are viewed as provocation, not defense. China's message: cross this red line, and there will be consequences. The Philippines' pivot back to the US is seen as betrayal. The pressure on Manila is immense and growing. Why risk so much for this sea? The South China Sea is more than just a body of water. It's a strategic and economic lifeline for many nations. The numbers tell the story, painting a picture of immense economic significance. 1/3 of global maritime trade, over $3.40 trillion, passes through the South China Sea. This makes it one of the busiest and most crucial maritime corridors in the world. Disruption here would send shockwaves through the world economy, affecting everything from the price of goods to the stability of global markets. Beneath the waves lie untapped riches: 11 billion barrels of oil, a treasure trove waiting to be harnessed, and 190 trillion cubic feet of gas, enough to power nations and fuel economic growth for decades. For China and the Philippines, these resources mean energy security and prosperity, a chance to fuel their economies and ensure a stable future. The sea's fisheries feed millions and support livelihoods across Asia, providing a vital source of protein and economic activity for coastal communities. Legally, a 2016 Hague ruling invalidated China's sweeping claims, affirming Philippine rights. This decision was a landmark moment in international maritime law. However, Beijing rejects the ruling, fueling a clash between power and law, a standoff that has global implications. Chinese Coast Guard and militia vessels now dominate the waters, escalating confrontations. Each incident, each water cannon blast, adds tension to an already volatile situation, raises the risk of conflict as nations vie for control and influence in these contested waters. The world's largest patrol ships now prowl these contested waters. The stakes are high, sovereignty, resources, and the rules that govern the seas are all in play. And the rules that govern the seas. The international community watches closely, aware that the outcome here could set precedents for maritime disputes worldwide. Every day, the risk of confrontation grows, as nations navigate the delicate balance between diplomacy and aggression in the South China Sea. China's strategy is gray zone coercion, salami slicing, not open war. Water cannons, maritime militia, and blockades slowly change the status quo. Each move is small, deniable, but together they add up to real control. The BRP Sierra Madre, a grounded Philippine ship, is now a symbol of resistance, routinely blockaded and harassed. The Philippines publicizes these incidents, but China denies wrongdoing. The dilemma: respond and risk escalation, or do nothing and lose ground. The joint exercises show resolve, but countering daily gray zone tactics remains a challenge. The South China Sea is crowded and volatile. Warships, coast guards, and fishing fleets operate in close quarters. One mistake could spark disaster. A collision or misjudgment could escalate into a major crisis. Communication hotlines exist but are often ignored in tense moments. Without reliable crisis channels, a local incident could spiral out of control. Chinese vessels aggressively shadow the Allied fleet, increasing the risk of collision. The professionalism of sailors on all sides is the last line of defense. The world hopes discipline prevails. The powder keg is set. Everyone is waiting for the spark. The region is realigning fast. The US, Japan, and the Philippines have forged a tight trilateral security pact. The US-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty now clearly covers attacks in the South China Sea. This raises the stakes for China. Serious harm could trigger a US response. Japan, once constrained, is now a proactive security partner, supplying ships and technology to Manila. The JS Izumo's participation signals Japan's new resolve. This alliance is a powerful deterrent. Aggression against one means facing all three. The Indo-Pacific security architecture is transforming, networked, resilient, and united. Beijing faces a united front. The rules-based order is being defended. Beneath the military drama lies a global economic lifeline. The South China Sea is a critical choke point. Any conflict would disrupt global trade. Shipping delays, soaring costs, and insurance chaos would ripple worldwide. Factories would halt, shelves would empty, and supply chains would collapse. The economic fallout could dwarf past crises. That's why nations far beyond Asia are watching closely. Control of this waterway means leverage over the world economy. This is more than a territorial dispute, it's a test of the international order. Will rules and law prevail, or will might make right? China's actions challenge decades of peace and stability. The US-Japan-Philippines alliance is a stand for the rules-based system. The world is watching. Will unity hold, or will pressure fracture the alliance? The decisions made now will echo for generations. The future of Asia and the global order hangs in the balance. The stakes could not be higher.